Now, I don't know about you guys, but September was a crazy month here at Lucky Six Marketing. Started off the month working with Skinny Lager. Now, they were bringing out a brand new cider. It's 89 calories, really great stuff. And we wanted to work together to promote not only the launch, but also our grills, kind of for the end of summer, September time. Also for the Rugby World Cup. They sent us a massive bundle of goodies, so ciders, lagers, and one of their IPA, as well as some glasses. Got that on the Thursday. On the Friday morning, we filmed it at the office. We set up the Ranger. We got a few shots of the grill literally loaded with the Skinny Lager. Filmed all of that. Then I literally left Lee to edit it, and I went over to Shout Network on Preston Docks to attend a jewellery making course with Susie, who is a great friend of mine, who started up a wonderful craft business, doing lots of arty type things. So she invited me along to make some metal bangle jewellery. So I'm basically doing this, sipping a pumpkin spice latte, whilst Lee is back in the office editing all this footage together, because we have to get this video done and compiled before 5:30 so I can send it to the team over at Skinny Lager for them to approve it, and then for me to line up for Sunday, which is when the whole thing is going live. The video was a huge success. Their team was thrilled. I was really thrilled with it. We were lucky to get a good weather whilst we were filming. The stats for that particular campaign were great. It reached over 36,000 people, had 42,000 plays on the reel, 880 shares, there was 3,600 comments and 1,370 likes. So this got some epic reach. The mechanics behind that was you had to comment, you had to like it, and you had to share it on your stories, which is what encouraged everybody to engage so much with the post. We were thrilled with it. Skinny was thrilled with it. Lots of people were talking about the brand that weekend, and it tied in perfectly with the Rugby World Cup. So that's just 1 week of September. It continues from there with the craziness. Week 2. Well, week 2 and week 4, I suppose I'm going to put together. So some of you might know we do a lot of training on behalf of the Lancashire Chambers of Commerce. Week 1 was social analytics course. It's a 4-hour course. I go in, talk to the businesses all about social media analytics, what they should be looking for, where they can find the data, going through all the different analytics across channels, including LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. So that was the first one of the month. At the end of the month, we also did a creating content course, which is a full day course. So we're talking all things from video creation, reels, content hierarchies, algorithms, but they love it. We get some great feedback, highly recommended courses, not just because you get to spend a day with me, although that is a really big plus. On top of that, we were then doing in-house training with a lovely bunch of folks from Buzz Education. They're a Chorley-based business, so our neck of the woods. They wanted to do more videos in-house. They were really keen. All the team was really enthusiastic for these videos. So we said, hey, come down to the office. We'll do a half-day training session. We literally reshaped and remodeled the entire office. We created workspaces for them to film, to get hands-on with different bits of equipment. We had them playing around with lighting. We brainstormed some content ideas, because there's nothing worse with training than you go away all infused, yeah, I've got 5 videos in mind. We're going to do all 5 of them the first week. And then after that, you kind of don't post. So what we try and do in our training sessions is not only give you the skills to empower you to do your own things, in this case video, but also to inspire you to keep consistently doing stuff. After the brainstorming, teaching them about lighting, teaching them through different equipment, talking them through different cameras, different things like that, it was Lee's time to shine. He was doing a lot of post-production for them. So obviously filming a video is literally, arguably quarter to half of the process. The last final bit is editing it all together. So editing together those smooth transitions, those zooming ins on the face, those colorizations, making that video premium, that's a big side of it. So that is Lee's technical side of things. And that was great. Lee showed them a few things, and then we literally had them on the computer making the edits and the cuts, and they were really good at it. It was a full-on day, super intense, but all the skills that they needed were there in that session. And it was a great day. Great way to spend a Friday too. Much recommended. So that was a really fun training session. It overran a little bit, but that was totally fine. The guys loved it, and hopefully you'll be able to see some amazing videos from those guys on the Buzz Education channels really soon. We got a lot of new equipment in the office this month for photos. We had the lovely Claire from Wilkins at Home / Wilkins Building Materials. They have been building a new website. They got some exciting new products on there and they wanted some sexy product photography. So any excuse to treat ourselves to some new lights. We ended up purchasing some Rotolight Neo 3s, which kind of look a bit like War of the Worlds style aliens, but they're really great lights to use. So we had those specially for this shoot, and they've already come in handy for 3 or 4 other photography shoots because we can use them indoors and outdoors. So we had Claire down at the office. We literally roped her into being an assistant that day. So we were all holding lighting. We set up the backdrop. So again, we totally rearranged the office. We moved the table out of the way. We had the full backdrop and we had all this different bits of equipment, from loft legs to kind of scary looking big metal rods and a few other bits and bobs, some glue, all things like that in the studio. And that was the day Lee broke the lens. Now, he's always wanted another lens for the camera, and I'm not quite sure if he intentionally broke it. No, he totally didn't. So basically during the shoot that day, we were all very hands-on, and Lee literally decided to kick his camera, thus breaking something in the lens. Thank goodness it wasn't the camera body itself, but it did break the lens, which wasn't the end of the world. We literally have 3 cameras that we could use. The problem was he really wanted to use the Lumix on a photo shoot that we had the next day. So we had Claire in the office, we're taking all these pictures, we've got like 20 different products to photograph. Some of them are like longer than the office itself, so it was a real challenge. Packed that down, packed it away, had to tidy up the office because the day after that we were all going to be out. Lee was on a photo shoot and I was doing training elsewhere. Packed up the office, ran into Preston at like 4:30, ran into the photo shop before they closed at 5 and we're like, what lenses do you have for this Lumix camera? The lens in question that he's now purchased is a 70 to 300mm lens, which actually we're using today. So what do you think of the new lens, Lee's new toy? Now, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love a good country shot. Last month, we went to the Westmorland show with our clients Traeger, but also our friends at Hayes Garden World / Hayes Barbecue Shop. They had a stand. In fact, they sponsored the entire show, like their branding was everywhere. They had a stand there, loaded up with Traeger grills, also had some Yeti bits and bobs and some rubs and sauces from a few of their distributors that they work with. So we went down, drove to the middle of nowhere, followed the sat nav, went to the wrong place, had to send my live location, which turned out I was like 3 miles off, followed the sat nav down some really scenic country roads, not suitable for a mini SUV, got to the show, walked across fields, sheep everywhere, pigs everywhere, stalls everywhere, horses. It was a great day out. So we snapped some footage of Ian and Tom behind the grill, snapped some general footage of the show itself. It's a massive show, like I've never heard of it, and I love shows like that. Much recommended, great day out. If you've ever visited our offices here in Preston on Clifton Field, you'll know that we often call it Costadel Preston. A great thing that happened in September was one of Jim Brew, who is our local brewer on site, one of his contacts was starting up a car show, and he was like, oh, Clifton Fields would be the great place to host an event. So we were like, yeah, we're definitely going to go along to that. It was like, yeah, we're going to have electric Mustangs and old cars to which I don't fully understand the name of, Corvettes, things like that. TVRs, that's definitely a thing. So they had all these cars turn up, all of his like friends within this car club. They literally pulled up onto the courtyard, into the car park, and it was just a great excuse to get some really great pictures of fancy cars outside the Lucky Six office. Now, even though it's not necessarily a client of ours, it was a great excuse to take some videos, just to work with the guys there. It's a great local show and it was really fun, and hopefully we'll get to do more on Clifton Fields. We've got obviously the barn in the back and it's a great space to do it. Jim was there making bacon butties and there was also beers on site. And you know, it's just a great like community vibe thing. So when the next one's coming up, you know, do take a look at because it's quite a fun show. They didn't want our Peugeot 2008 on display, which I feel they were missing a trick there, but you know, it didn't kind of look the same against some of the amazing American muscle cars that they had there, but you know, maybe next time. Here are some really cool pictures from the event that we got with the cars whose names I can't 100% remember. And what else did we do in September? Oh, the big one, road trip. So we headed Surrey way, Great Ham, Liss, Godlingham, that kind of area. We headed down there, drove straight down in one day and stopped off at the barbecue shop, who is a platinum dealer for Traeger. The other super cool thing about that place is they have a stunning new outdoor showroom where they have like kitchens and the grills built into them. So they've got a pretty fantastic looking Timberline XL down there, which they've built into like outdoor kitchen units, and it looks amazing. So we had to go down there and film that and get some shots of that, just to showcase to people or Traeger clients what's possible with the grills. Whilst we were there, we got to meet some of the team, find out what questions customers are asking them, find out what drawbacks they have, what's encouraging them to buy Traeger, just getting more insights of the brand from a sort of client and a seller point of view, which, you know, is really beneficial to the marketing. We also got to hang out with some of the guys for a few hours, looking through cookbooks and products and stuff. So it was a really fun sort of day out. They've also got big plans down there, so really interesting to hear the future of the barbecue shop down there. From there, we scooted to Godlingham and we stayed in this really cute little pub, which has been converted. I think it was a bakery, they weren't sure. Which has been converted into like little accommodation. Across from that was like the coolest little like witch hut. I could definitely see myself living there in a few years' time, maybe. From there, we obviously met George from Black Box Barbecue, who's one of our clients, in the pub, because what better place? From the pub is where it all started. I started on the margaritas, everyone else was on beer. We headed over to the Greedy Elephant for Thai food, which was probably the best Thai food I have ever had. Now, I do enjoy, you know, a bit of satay noodle, a bit of red Thai curry, green Thai curry, but this place makes my cooking seem rubbish. It was so good. It was so good, in fact, the restaurant actually had to ask us to leave at like 10:30 because they actually closed at 10 and we were all still there just talking. We staggered on to the nearest local pub, the Star. As soon as we walked in, everyone straight to the bar, and I saw to the side of my eye a marrow. I kid you not, it was like a massive marrow just like left on the entranceway to this pub. So I like picked it up and I took it to the bar guys and I was like, where is this marrow? Why is there a marrow here? And it was totally normal for them. Like, oh yeah, last week somebody left parsnips. So obviously as the night goes on, we're getting nearer to last orders. The guys behind the bar are showing us where they brew their beer in the back. I'm carrying around this marrow. We're asking people if this is their marrow, would they like the marrow? We bumped into a gentleman who was like, oh no, I'm fine for food, I've got chili. And he literally had like a bowl of chili with like cling film on it. I was like, I don't know what's weirder, the fact that someone's left a perfectly good marrow or a gentleman in a pub just carrying around a bowl of chili with him. We drank quite a bit. It maybe made the next day a bit trickier as we then went to visit George's new shop, Black Box Barbecue shop in the Timber Barn, which is a lovely setup, kind of like the Lucky Six marketing offices. It's got beams, it's got glass, it's all very trendy. So we went there, main intention with that is want to see the place, but also snap some pictures and some videos showcasing the new shop and some of the brands and products that he has in there to make feature videos and also to advertise to the local area, because Christmas is coming up, boys and girls, so it's perfect time to buy accessories and gifts. Then we went to his manufacturing site, which was really interesting. So that's where they build some of the barbecues, and also where they work sort of like day to day. So it's cool to see behind the scenes. And we got to meet the doggies, Bonnie and Maggie, who were super cute. So that just completed the road trip. No, it didn't. There was more. Oh my gosh, we did so much in like a space of 3 days. It's no wonder I'm so tired. So on the way back up from Godlingham and Liss and everywhere else that we went around there, we stopped off to meet David Willett, who is an incredible cricketer. Just bought, loved the new house, and we took him a grill, because obviously, you know, you can't move into a house like with a nice big garden without a grill. So talking him through the grill, also met his wife as well, Carolyn, she's super lovely, talking them through the grill, how they can use it, the Wi-Fi side of things. So we dropped that off, set it up for it, burnt it in, give him some pointers, because literally that Saturday he was cooking for his son's birthday and was like, yeah, so I'm going to cook a brisket and like loads of other massive cooks on the grill. So it was super great to meet him and sort of get his views on the grill, how he was going to use it, and, you know, just another great relationship formed for Traeger, and to be there firsthand was like just really great to see. So that was all our missions accomplished down south, and then we were straight back up, because the next day we were straight back in the office again for more meetings. any excuse to dress up. Now, I never get tired of a ball. We used to go to balls and charity events and big awards evenings, 2 or 3 a year, and then lockdown kind of kit. But this year, thanks to our pals Mike and Jax at P&G Digital, we were invited to the Trinity Ball with our fellow friends, BWD Design, Bev and Colin. 1, great excuse to dress up. 2, great excuse to get some fabulous pictures in Blackpool Tower Ballroom, which actually, side note, we've never been to an event before there, and it's a fabulous venue. I mean, the ceiling is just spectacular. Another great bonus of being invited to the Trinity Ball is it's a local cause, it's a local hospice, it's really close to Jax from P&G's heart, and there was £100,000 raised that night. Gosh knows how much we spent on balloons and donations and whatever else, but it was for an amazing cause, it didn't matter. We also had some fabulous food from our very amazing friends, Campbell and Rowley. They were doing all the catering for the event. In fact, I think they'd stepped in pretty last minute. So it was a stunning 3-course menu. I get the vegetarian option, which everyone was a bit jealous of. And then obviously we all shared desserts, which was like a trio of desserts, which was like amazing. I actually had left the table because I bumped into Gareth McDonald of Zebra Colour, chatting away. And all the time we're speaking to him, I'm thinking, oh my God, my dessert is unattended on the table, and I 100% know the risk of that being eaten by either Lee or Colin was increasing the longer I left it. But they didn't eat it, I got to devour it. I got glitter on my face, there was a photo booth, and it was a great excuse to get some fabulous pictures and walk on the promenade at night in Blackpool. So that was an amazing night, and that was kind of very business orientated, but also kind of like a personal event too. So that was probably one of the highlights of the month, although the marrow in the pub is probably also up there with peak September content for me. As you can tell from my accent, I love all things Preston. So it's always great when you see businesses, organisations and charities within Preston doing well and really standing out. So in September, Lee was invited to an Institute of Directors event, one of the first events that they've done at Recycling Lives, which is a very successful organisation here in Preston. One of the programmes that they're running that Lee got to take a look at and meet some of the team behind, and even some of the people that were part of the programme, is this like little recycling segment they've got where they take prisoners, they rehabilitate them, they sort of have accommodation, they have a role there within the organisation. It's a really great story to tell, as it's like a really important aspect of that industry, you know, of that organisation. It's something that they really want to shout about. So Lee was invited there by Martin, who is part of the Institute of Directors. So they all got to look around, and Lee snapped some pictures whilst he was there on the brand new lens that he purchased because he broke the lens literally the day before. So it was a great event for Lee. I wasn't invited. Actually, that's a lie. I was invited. I was busy doing more training. So it was a great day out. Shout out for Martin for that one. If you've ever been to Lucky 6 marketing offices, you would know that we're incredibly spoiled in our offices. It's like an old barn. It's all trendy. We've got a courtyard. We've got sheep. The occasional chicken escapes and roams around. It's all very fun. The one offices that I am kind of jealous of are at Broughton Hall, where our clients' Traeger grills are. I went and spent the day with Laura, the marketing manager over there. So I drove out to Skipton, to Broughton Hall, parked up, said hello to some sheep, and we had a great full day meeting planning Q4, or more finalising Q4, even Q1 into 2024. I'm sorry guys if you're not ready to hear that, but you know, 2024 is around the corner and we need to start planning for it from a marketing sense. So that was one of my little side quests last month. Great day out, lots discussed, lots to plan. So fun fact, our longest client is Whitehead and Aldrich in the heart of Preston. Way. They have a lovely office just off Winkley Square overlooking Avonham, and every time we go into the reception area, there's like a lovely poster on the wall that talks through the history of all the partners that have joined the company. I mean, the company's been established since like 1906, so there's a lot of heritage there. And the poster is missing about 4 people because it hasn't been updated since the 90s. So we literally went in the other week, we took it off the wall and we ran away with it. I designed a new design for it. I updated it a bit. You know, it was brown and cream before. I've kind of modernized it, a bit pink, a bit of black in there. I updated the design, sent it off to Mike from P&D Digital, who printed it off and reframed it in the original frame that it was in, so it looks amazing. So we went and dropped that off to the reception area. We lost the hook that it backed onto, because when we pulled it off the wall, some of the paint came with it, because it had been, literally the hook and the painting had been painted onto the wall. So when we took it off, we kind of made a bit of a mess, but it's totally fine. We need to get a new hook to reattach it to the wall, but until then we've just kind of left it on the entrance so everyone can see it, and it looks great. It looks like brand new and shiny, so it was nice to update that and get all of the newest directors on there, get them some recognition for their role. So that's like, it was nice to upgrade that, because we've been visiting them for like 7-8 years, so it's nice now to see my design on the wall. Another one of my little side quests from September was an email marketing campaign that we did for one of our clients, Extreme Lounging. We're coming into autumn season now. I know we had a bit of good weather at the start of September. We know we were catfish. Now we're pretty much into autumn. So it's a great opportunity for them to promote their lighting range. So they do this great range of bee bulbs, a big one, a little one. They also have Festool lighting, which is their Bee Bulb Connect. And they've also brought out a new table that features the light within it. So it was a perfect time of year to start promoting lighting as we're going more into the winter months. Great little campaign using some of the new lifestyle images that we've captured of the lights that they have from previous photo shoots, just to sort of promote the more indoor products, as obviously we're coming out of season for them. So that was a great little campaign that we worked on, and we've got even more campaigns and product launches lined up for October, so that should keep me pretty busy. So that's basically the main things I can think of. There were loads of things in there that we did in September. The month started off kind of quiet, you know, nice ticking along. Oh, this is going to be a good month, and then bam, like absolute hectic month. I mean, if October's going to be like this, I am going to need some serious time off come December. So that was a Lucky 6 marketing month roundup in however many videos we've taken.